every town, from John O'Groats to Land's End, you'll find a Bureau of Lost Things. Inside its vast corridors, day in and day out, a dedicated team strive to reunite lost things with their careless owners.
Morning. What was that noise?
And today would be an ordinary day, just like any other, but there are no ordinary days at the Bureau of Lost Things.
What?
What was that noise?
What?
What was that noise?
Hang on. Those noise-cancelling headphones are amazing.
Morning, everybody. I'm removing this desk phone and replacing it with this one here.
It's the same, isn't it?
I think this one's on the blink, though. I've been trying to phone down from my office for the last 10 minutes and no reply. Sorry to be out of contact like that. Very unprofessional of me.
I forgive you.
Thanks, Cara.
See what I mean, Will? Top bit of kit, these headphones.
How much did they cost?
Nothing, loads. 500,000 pesetas, I think it was.
You paid for them using a currency that was replaced in 2002, eh?
That's how exclusive they are. Very hard to get hold of. You have to know the right people.
People from the turn of the millennium in Spain.
That's right.
You nicked them from the storeroom, didn't you?
I'll hand them over if someone comes and claims them.
That won't be for a while. They'll be coiled up on the floor of a tube carriage, weeping as they are reacquainted with the incessant sound of the Bakerloo line's screeching brakes. They'll have lost the will to live.
Well, they can pick that up as well while they're here. We've got a bunch of wills to live in Section Z.
Section Z? We're up to Section Z already?
Section Z has been there for ages.
Really?
Yeah, it was set up before my time, when Raymond was a youngster, I think.
Oh my God. Raymond, can you come to the front desk, please? Okay, thanks. This is a frightful situation. Absolutely frightful. What if a new type of item comes in?
What?
What if a new type of item comes in?
What?
What if a new type of item comes in?
Sorry, hang on. They really are banging, these.
Cara, we're teetering on the edge of a logistical crisis here.
Are we?
Raymond.
Hello.
There's a catastrophe on the horizon and I need your advice.
Just don't turn up at the church. She can't force you.
No.
I've almost got married to 29 women and, in the last few years, 5 men. But it's not actually a crime. There's nothing anybody can do about it.
Listen, do you remember when we didn't have this many sections? When there wasn't a Section Z?
Don't be ridiculous. Section Z has always been there.
But at any moment we might have to open a new section.
What for?
Supposing an item gets brought in that doesn't fit into any of the categories we already have.
That's never happened.
If Ray says it's never happened, then it's never happened. What would it be, anyway?
I don't know, a bag of roast chicken flavour crisps?
Just go with all the other snacks in Section A.
I suppose so. I've never understood why Section A is for snacks.
It's so that it's the first section you come to. When you're a bit peckish, it's easy to reach.
You've been scoffing all the lost snacks.
Come on, have you never scoffed a lost snack?
Not even one of those miniature models of a donut?
They're real donuts, Ray. They're just a lot smaller.
But that kind of theft could land you in awful trouble.
Nah. Good afternoon, madam.
Hello, I was just wondering if someone had handed in my... you'll think I'm a bit foolish.
Oh, I'm sure I won't, madam. Go on.
My packet of chocolate-covered raisins.
Oh, your packet of chocolate-covered raisins. You were wondering if somebody had handed in your packet of chocolate-covered raisins. Oh.
Well, I'm sorry. No, I'm being silly. I'm sorry to waste your time.
I see.
If you get hungry, knock yourself out. There's usually all kinds of tasty stuff.
There certainly is. We've had every flavour of crisps over the years, and every type of peanuts, from the slightly salted to the entirely salted.
But look, seriously, what if somebody brings in a new lost thing? We can't just lie down and ignore the awful prospect of an uncategorisable and uncontainable item.
Which bit is causing you the most trouble, son? The lying down bit or the other bit?
The other bit!
Oh, because if it was the lying down bit, what I always do is I just lean forwards at an increasingly precipitous angle, and after a certain point, gravity takes over.
Okay, but
It's never failed me yet, that method. I took it down the patent office once, but they said you need diagrams. I thought, bollocks to that. I got better things to do than sit around drawing diagrams of me falling on my face.
I don't care! Why are you drivelling on about this when we're facing a taxonomical emergency?
You're the one who's drivelling on. I've never heard of anything quite so nutty as a new type of lost thing.
That's because you've never seen one before. Such is the way with new things. But when you see it, you'll think this isn't nutty at all. Will was right. I wish I'd listened to him. This is a completely new lost thing, and we need a place to store it.
What you're describing is a nightmare vision.
Well, yes.
It's a dystopian future.
Sort of, yes.
How can you even contemplate it, lad?
Somebody has to, Raymond. You all sit around with your smug expressions thinking life will go on as it ever has.
Because it will, won't it? Won't it? It will.
No, it won't. Not necessarily. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I need to go and have a lie down.
There was that sound again, but louder, intensified, multiplied, greater in significance this time, somehow just more.
What?
There was that sound again, but louder, intensified, multiplied, greater in significance this time, somehow just more.
What?
There was that sound again, but louder, intensified, multiplied, greater in significance this time, somehow just more.
Right, I've listened to you say that 3 times and it's still a load of impenetrable crap. I'm going to put my noise-cancelling headphones on.
I sometimes wonder if I'm the only person in the world who isn't completely appalling.
Come straight in. Sit right down, Will. 2 out of 2. So far I'm impressed. Now, what do you want?
I'm worried that we already have sections from A to Z and we are therefore at full capacity in terms of categorisation. We just won't be ready if a new type of lost thing is brought in.
Oh, I really thought you were going to drop the ball there, Will. Nobody's ever come in here and got 3 out of 3. But the point you make is a legitimate one.
Thank you, Veronica. At last.
But what is this new section to be called? I mean, what comes after Z? That is what I need you to go away and think about.
No need. I can tell you what comes after Z, Veronica, and that is Z.
Z? What is Z?
Naturally, we named our 26th section after the 26th letter of the alphabet. We called it Section Z. But there is a loophole. The Americans would have Section Z, and now we can too.
The Americans?
Yeah, you know, with their Z instead of Z.
What? What do you mean?
You've met an American at some point, surely?
I once met an Armenian.
Okay.
But that was only to be expected after 12 years working in Armenia.
Do you, not get out all that much?
I've always been very busy.
What about films? Do you sometimes watch Hollywood films?
Oh, I've seen a couple of those old Charlie Chaplin ones.
Any talking in them?
No. I mean, what is there to say? Oh no, I've accidentally swept all the cutlery and crockery off the table and now it's all over the floor. No. The man would only look even more foolish. He was much better off just quietly getting on with his life.
Well, the thing is, Americans pronounce certain words differently.
What?
I'm sorry, but they just do.
How can they pronounce words differently? Nobody would understand what they're talking about.
I'm afraid they do. As I mentioned, they've got Z instead of Z, and also worm instead of worm.
Worm?
There's loads of them like that. They really go for it with the R sounds. Farm, fur, forecourt, and so on.
Oh dear. Oh.
What is that bloody noise?
I think I'm going to go for an early lunch.
Shall I carry on with establishing Section Z?
Whatever. I just don't think I can take it, Esteban. Because I can't see the point, that's why. What's the point in trying to maintain order and rectitude and keep things in line if the Americans are going to go around pronouncing things all wrong? No, I can't. It's about rules. Rules and regulations and systems and methods and me being better than everybody else. No, you're only saying that because you're a dog. I'm not a dog. I can't just sit there slobbering 24/7 and expect people to be impressed. I have responsibilities. Honestly, Esteban, if you could listen to yourself, you'd puke. Peace and love is not the answer. I must stand firm. I must go back there and do something about this Z outrage. Shut your face.
Ah, this is what it's all about. Bit of peace and quiet.
My go.
Oh, already?
Unless you want to pay me another tenner.
It was a £5 before.
The rate doubles with each use, although it will peak when it breaks the 100 gram mark, so as not to dissuade regular clients. These headphones are the best value for money I've ever had.
Excellent hammering. Keep at it.
I can't cope with this. Loud noises are one thing, but loud noises bringing about change, it shouldn't be allowed.
Feeling a bit better after your siesta, Ray?
I took a couple of extra strength Valium. I think I'm all right.
The construction of Section Z is proceeding very nicely.
Is it?
I've ordered a huge sign saying Section Z, the section of the very near future indeed, so watch out. The opening ceremony is tomorrow afternoon. As the longest serving member of staff, I'd like you to do the honours.
Honours.
I've written down a few words for you to say.
I hereby declare the new Section Z opened, ready for the day we have to store a new type of lost thing, for that day will surely come soon and hard. I can't say this. It would make a mockery of my whole career. I've devoted my life to this place, a place with sections that start at A and then eventually end at Z. And now I'll be saying I was doing it wrong.
Not doing it wrong exactly, Ray. Everybody has to modernise a bit, that's all it is.
Everybody. Why does it have to be everybody? Why can't you leave me out of it?
Don't worry, Ray, you will soon come to appreciate the beauty and wonder of Section Z.
It's like some kind of religion for you, this new lost thing.
It is not. I'm being entirely practical.
Silence is actually really boring after a while.
Cara, would you like to deliver the inauguration speech for Section Z?
Dunno. How much?
I'm not paying you, it's an honour.
Stick it up your arse then.
Fine. I shall deliver the speech myself. Then you'll both see the wonderful opportunity you've missed because of your foolishness.
Who exactly is going to hear you make this speech?
You, and probably Veronica, although she hasn't been back since she went for an early lunch.
Early lunch? I've never seen her go for an early lunch. Or any kind of lunch. I've never even seen her leave the bureau, to be honest.
Well, I don't think she was quite herself. She seemed to be in a state of shock.
So at this rate, you might well be delivering this little speech of yours to me and no one else. And I will not be an easy audience. I will boo and hiss and throw a variety of rotten fruit. Unless you slip me a bit of cash to behave myself, of course.
You don't scare me. It is my mission, my calling.
I told you, you're becoming a religious maniac.
I am not.
I know a zealot when I see one. I wouldn't go back to Salt Lake City again in a hurry, I can tell you. Those Mormons get more and more hot under the collar every time you don't quite marry someone.
Well, I'm not a religious maniac, so there.
He is, isn't he, Cara?
We'll see how his religious mania stands up to my arsenal of rancid apples.
Your rancid apples are as nothing.
Oh, it doesn't end with apples. I can take you down with a decaying watermelon.
Pah! It will be like a watermelon off a duckmelon's back melon.
I find that very unlikely.
Actually, I might come, if I can join in throwing rotten fruit.
And now you have to pay Ray too.
No, we won't. It's a matter of principle.
No, it isn't. He's got to pay both of us not to sling bunch after bunch of toxic grapes at him.
No, I won't accept any payment in regard to this travesty.
Yes, you will, Ray. Don't be a bellend.
No, some people cannot be bought.
What people?
Me.
But what?
I don't want money. I want recognition of the accumulated wisdom of my time in this job.
But also money, right?
Money is not the important thing in this case.
Oh, give him 20 quid, Will.
Why?
To show him that he'll take the money when you actually dangle it in front of him.
All right. If it shuts both of you up. Here you go, Ray.
You see?
Time for my trusty pocket buzzsaw. Die, modern banknotes. Not so indestructible now, are we? There. Bollocks to your money.
Raymond! But how? Oh, how could you...
It's my reputation on the line, and it's not a pretty line.
But... Oh...
There it is again!
Cara, are you all right?
I feel... Oh... Everything's turning into milk.
Maybe have a sit down, Cara, and put your special headphones on.
There we go.
Oh...
This is all you're doing, Will. Your changes to the old ways that were perfectly fine and everybody was happy and gay, in the old sense of the word gay, unless they were gay in the modern sense of the word gay, but those people were also gay in the old sense of gay because everybody was gay in the old
Ray,
sense.
are you all right?
Oh, dear, my extra strength Valium is wearing off, Will. When that stuff wears off, it wears off with a vengeance. Ooh! Oh, it's no picnic at all. Oh, dear. Ooh! New lost things! Help!
Maybe you'd better sit down too.
Ooh! Ooh!
Raymond! Ray, come back! Raymond! Oh, good afternoon, madam. Can we help you?
Hello, I came in earlier. It was about my packet of chocolate-covered raisins.
Ooh.
Ah, yes. You said you'd lost them? Lost your chocolate-covered raisins?
But then I lost my nerve and left.
I don't think we've had any lost nerves in today, but I could have a look.
No, it's fine, but I had to come back. They were my daughter's chocolate-covered raisins, and she's distraught. People cling on to things. Psychological props, you know?
Do they?
Ooh. Is your colleague all right? I hope I didn't cause her too much distress with my inquiry after the raisins this morning.
No, she's fine. I expect. She's just going, ooh.
My God, so she is.
Everybody goes, ooh, from time to time, though. My other colleague, Raymond, went, ooh, earlier when I told him that we needed a new section for lost things.
You mean he went, ooh, when you challenged his deeply held perceptions of the world he inhabits? Oh no.
Oh, no?
Oh no, indeed, sir. This is serious. You may have caused him to lose one or more of his marbles.
What?
Listen to me carefully. My name is Professor Daphne Spasm, and I've been doing research into the manifestation of clichés in real life.
Have you?
And my findings are eye-opening. People are literally losing their marbles at an alarming rate. Depending on the level of trauma, the loss can be between one single marble and 10,000. Now answer me honestly. Have you yourself felt anything like this happening to you recently? Any profound sense of alienation causing you to become detached from the world around you?
Well, I felt a little bit like that when I arrived this morning, but all I did was walk in the door.
Did you think someone might greet you as you entered?
Well, yes, I mean, they're my workmates.
But they did not.
No.
You think that you're immune to these little humiliations. But it's only when they catch you unawares that the damage is done. You arrived for work, hoping somebody might acknowledge your presence. But no, they did not. You realised on some level that you are not the much-valued colleague you believe yourself to be.
Oh, right. But how am I supposed to become a much-valued colleague, then?
That's not really the relevant point.
Well, what is the relevant point?
Down with thee!
Jesus, Veronica!
Who's she?
The boss.
Tell me the truth. What did you do?
Well, what? Nothing.
All hail Zed!
What did you say to her?
I just told her about the American pronunciation of certain words.
Classic. Some people really can't cope.
Death to the traitor Zee! Hail the true Zed!
Veronica, why are you wearing one of those crappy, cheap yet expensive plastic Guy Fawkes masks that were popular about 10 years ago?
Don't address that question to me. Address it to the people of this country, of this sifted isle, of this green and pleasant land. The true patriots. The people who knew how to speak the Queen's English. The people who believe this nation stands for something. Not that I'm in favour of Brexit, good Lord, no. I vote Lib Dem, always. Bring back Nick Clegg. Oh, he's an absolute sex god.
This is quite a severe case, I have to admit.
Righto, Veronica. I'll go and talk to those people now then, shall I?
No! First you must hear my demands. In fact, I demand that you hear them. That is a sort of pre-demand. Demand 0.5, if you will. And now, on to demand number 1.
Was that the bit about going and asking that question to those people, not a demand then?
No, that was banter. Demand number 1 is that you stop this Z nonsense.
But they've almost finished constructing it.
Oh, that was remarkably quick, wow.
A lot of it was prefab.
That was excellent thinking, Will. Efficiency is paramount.
Thank you, Veronica. I, for my part, would like to say that your management style is very effective. Carrot and stick. Best of both worlds.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so, Will.
This is good. You're talking her down.
Am I?
Yes, keep talking banal drivel.
This is truly the happiest place on earth. Good times had by all. Top banana.
That's really good to know. Thank you, Will.
And rest assured, I intend to rename Section Z. It was a terrible idea for a name. Instead, I will call it Section Veronica.
Oh, you don't think it might get mixed up with Section V?
No, absolutely not. People have their heads screwed on better than that.
See you tomorrow, then. I'm going to see if I can get a few quid for this mask on eBay.
Oof. What about Raymond?
Where would he go that he would feel safe and comfortable?
We might find him eating crisps in Section A.
Section A. That would be very convenient.
Ray? Are you...
Plain, lovely old plain crisps. Plain.
He's almost gone.
gone?
Plain.
This is a very drastic loss of marbles that Raymond is exhibiting. Your other two colleagues can still recover. They're young and healthy. Their marbles will grow back. But this guy's almost a zombie.
He was never a million miles away from it, to be honest.
We must recover his marbles as soon as possible.
Where from?
Sorry, have I missed something? This is the Bureau of Lost Things, right?
Well,
And you work here.
yeah.
Well, where are you storing lost marbles?
Oh, I see. Now that you put it like that, your request is actually highly relevant to my job. Hang on, I've got the inventory on my iPad. Okay, marbles. Let's see. Oh, they're not on there. That's weird.
Plain in the membrane.
Ray, marbles. Where do we store lost marbles?
No plain, no gain.
That may be true, Ray, but where? Cara, are you all right? Have you stopped going, ooh?
Well, I'm still going, ooh, a bit. Ooh. But I've had a bit of a session of cancelled noise and I think I'm through the worst of it.
Okay, now, where do we keep lost marbles?
That's a good question. Lost marbles. It's the kind of thing I'd remember, I'm sure. Marbles. Trying to recall if we've ever had any in.
You mean? Oh my God. They might be.
Marbles. Lost marbles.
They're not on the inventory, Cara. They are not on the inventory. They must be a new lost thing. A new lost thing. Look!
What? I can't see any.
Exactly. Look. Nothing. No marbles on the list anywhere. We have no marbles anywhere in the Bureau.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
What?
I remember.
You remember what?
I flogged them.
You what?
I sold them to my mate who does little sculptures and mosaics for her weird little cafe. They're not a new lost thing at all.
Oh dear. Oh.
Amazing! Marbles! Lots of marbles! More than I've ever seen in one place.
Good God, what the scorched earth is going on in here?
Hello! We weren't properly introduced earlier. Professor Daphne Spasm.
What's with all these marbles?
They all fell out of Will's mind.
Quick, grab as many as you can and give them to Raymond.
How does he take them?
Just shove them down his throat.
Oh, that's revolting.
I'll do it. Give them here.
Nearly there. Just ram in one more fistful. The marbles will settle in, but there'll be a brief adjustment period during which Raymond may display a level of alertness you normally associate with Will. And Will may be slightly less on the ball.
That sounds ideal to me. Ray being a little less dozy and Will being a bit less of a smartass.
Oh.
Well, it looks like you've saved one of my employees from certain brain death, Professor Spasm. You're just the sort of person we need on board. Would you like to work here?
No, you're the most awful bunch of freaks I've ever met.
The Bureau of Lost Things, Zee For Zendetta, starred Michael Keane, Annette Flynn, Grace Morgan and Nick Ewans, with a guest appearance from Gillian Horgan as Daphne Spasm. Zee For Zendetta was written by Ollie Alsop, directed by Glenn Cooper and produced by Alan Devey. The executive producer was Helen Green. Sound design and editing by 29 Hours in a Studio. Original concept for the Bureau of Lost Things by Glenn Cooper, Robin Bowers and Helen Green. Sound effects obtained from zapslad.com. The Bureau of Lost Things was recorded in Outset Studios of South London and is a Zugswang production for London comedy writers.
Welcome, everybody, to Section Veronica.
Excellent work.
Nice.
This is Section V, Will.
Oh, bollocks.